And now, ladies and gentlemen, Sue Matsuki.
Oh God, the stress, my hair's a mess, my dryer won't blow. Can't take the stress, give them my best, let's do a show. Singing's my joy, kid with a toy, time to go say thanks for coming, how's that for openers today? What would you say if I did away with saying hello? What would you think if quick as a wink I started to show what's on my mind now? I'm inclined to say straight away, I love you, how's this for openers today? A moment ago, you didn't know this, madam, from Adam. But now you perceive that this madam's not Adam, but Eve. Would I have set the right etiquette if I were so bold? Would you see red if I went ahead and just grabbed a hold? Whether or not I find what I've got to say, come what may, I love you, how's that for openers today? On this stage tonight, at this time, in this club, we celebrate my 33rd year of singing here at Don't Tell Mama. It all started with auditioning live for Sidney Meyer, because back in the day, before, videotapes and YouTube, this is how it was done. A moment ago, you heard them blow me, David and Ronnie. And now won't you meet my MD, Gregory and me? Matsuki. Better get set now that we met, I dig you the most. I'm not a schnook who goes by the book of Emily Post. Can't take the time to wait here till I'm all wrinkled and gray too late. Oh well. So listen, and I will follow and say, I love you, how's this for openers today? When the whole world seems wrong, just learn the words of a simple song of blue skies above. Be a troubadour and all is love. When April showers spray, the silver lining will come, they say. And singing in the rain's the thing that these happy days again will bring. So everybody sing, let the sound of your voice turn winter to spring. Everybody's gay. Everybody's gay. Oh, say, can you hear? Ba 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 doo mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I go on singing till the moon turns pink. Anything from mouse to ink. Ga-ding. Love does funny things when it hits you this way. I could go on singing like a lark going strong, like the bird on the wing of a song singing babe. So sing good, sing bad, sing sweet, sing sad, sing soft, sing loud, sing. Everybody sing, come on now, everybody sing. Let the sound of your voice turn winter to spring. Everybody's gay, everybody's gay. Oh, say can you hear? Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. Sing for your supper and you'll get breakfast. I could go on singing, everybody sing. Come on everybody, let's all sing. Welcome again. Hey. So I'm going to go back to that first audition. I remember it like it was yesterday. I sang, I'm a fool to love you. Clearly, I was a little nervous. But there was that voice in the back of the room, in the dark, in this room, that said, Susan, darling, it's just me. Just take a deep breath and sing. And I did, and it was my first cabaret booking right here at Don't Tell Mama. I remember the first show, too. Not so great. But I'll tell you more about that in a second. This show tonight, while it is composed of many of my opening numbers from the past 33 years from different shows, and there's a song list available afterwards that show what year and what show we did it in, if you're interested on leaving. But it's more about, I don't know, I guess it's more about the 33 years of stories, some of your favorite stories that you've told me about, of how we all got here and my journey here and everything. So it's a lot of fun. So the first show was with a musical lyric by the name of Bruce Levine, and it was no title. It was like Sue Matsuki at Don't Tell Mama. It was mostly jazz standards with a little thread of chat in between, because I had been singing for a couple years prior to that down at the Village Gate, so that's all I knew. I really didn't know cabaret at that point. The opening number was Too Darn Hot, because it was September 1986 and we were having an Indian summer that year. So we are actually doing that tune, but oh, wait till you hear his arrangement later. I love it. I hope you love it. I know you'll love it. So I stopped working with Bruce for about 4 years, and then I remembered saying out loud, God, I wish I could remember the name of that guy that used to play for Judy Beatty down at the Village Gate. And the next day, the name popped into my head, and I remind you, this is not John Smith. It was, in fact, Gregory Toroian, who, I'm going to keep making you do that for a few more minutes. It's just, my dance is getting ready. But we celebrate our... it's going to turn into another hand gesture soon, I'm sure.
When you least expect it.
I know, you never know. And behind my back, so I'll never know except from your response.
Well, Dave's behind your back, so who knows what's going to happen with it.
He's going to do bunny ears behind my back. So, we've been together in November for 25 years. So while I'm at it, actually, let's officially meet Mr. Ron Tierno on drums. And Mr. David Finck on bass. Getting back to Mr. Toroian over here, though, I have to say...
They only unofficially met me.
Well, you are just he's an attention hog.
See? Let's get her name.
I know, she's the best giggler in the world.
No.
No, she's a girl. Will you stop? Will you stop? So, getting back to Gregory, because, you know, it's all about him sometime. For me, though, honestly, for me, it was the beginning of the beginning, finding Gregory again.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
You're walking along the street, or you're at a party, or else you're alone and then you suddenly dig. You're looking in someone's eyes, you finally realize that this could be the start of something big.
You're launching at 21, watching your diet, declining a Charlotte Russe, accepting a fig. When out of a clear blue sky, it's suddenly gal and guy. This could be the start of something big.
There's no controlling the unrolling of your fate, my friend. Who knows what's written in the magic book?
But when a lover you discover at the gate, my friend, invite her in without a second look.
You're up in an aeroplane, or dining at Sardi's, or lying in Malibu alone on the sand. You suddenly hear a bell, and right away you can tell that this could be the start of something grand.
You're doing your income tax, buying a toothbrush, hurrying home because the hour is late. Suddenly there you go, the very next thing you know, this could be the start of something great.
You're having a snowball fight, or pushing up daisies, or singing a happy tune, or knocking on wood. Then suddenly there he is, and you want to be where he is. Oh, this could be the start of something good.
Your destined lover, you'll discover in a frightening flash. So keep your heart awake both night and day.
Because the meeting may be fleeting in a lightning flash, and you don't want to let it slip away. You're watching the sun come up and count your money,
Count your money.
or else you're in dim cafe, you're ordering wine. Then suddenly there he is, and you want to be where he is. And this could be the start of something.
This could be the heart of something.
This could be the start of something grand. Thanks, my buddy. So I am the proud product of a 3-generation Harley riding bike family. I know, hard to believe, isn't it? Very proud of this, though. My dad was a biker, my grandpa was a biker, and I have 7 Harley riding brothers. Yeah, which makes me one thing. And oh, they're all over 6 feet tall, so it makes me one thing. The oldest living virgin on earth. I didn't go to college for an education. I went to get away from the boys, because, trust me, none of them were going to college, so. Yeah. I have a tattoo, which I got, you know, many, many years ago as a rite of initiation in my 20s, but, you know, way before ink was popular. Now everybody's got them, so it's not so unique. Mine just looks like a bruise now, quite frankly. I'll let you all guess where it is, too. It's interesting. Anyway, with all the music that I love to sing, and clearly you can see from, and you will see from the rest of the show, all the different kinds of opening numbers I like to do, it all for me started with the blues. My dad played play the harmonica in a blues band long ago. I learned the blues before I spoke. I was the hippest kid at so. He taught me all my nursery rhyme in a 12-bar walking bass. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. When I get all steamed up, baby, then you hear me shout. I'm a teapot. I'm supposed to be stout. This song's called The Breakfast Blues. You give me heartaches every morning. Cheese, I'ma let you go. You give me heartaches every morning. Cheese, I'ma let you go. Breakfast Blues, get it? You better hot grit your teeth and bear it. I do not love you anymore. I'm begging you to leave me, baby. I never saw such misery. I'm begging you to leave me, baby. I never saw such misery. You treated me so ungratefully. You give me raisins to be free. What am I ex-Benedict to do, babe? I got nothing left to say. Gretchen Reinhagen, that's for you. That's your favorite. What am I ex-Benedict to do, babe? I got nothing left to say. You left such a waffle toast in my mouth. I miss it out of town today. You give me heartaches every morning, jeez. I'll let you go. You give me heartaches every morning, jeez. I'ma let you go. And you know what they say, hell hath no fury like a woman. Wait for it. Scorned. I ain't gonna quiche you, no. Goodness. Isn't that a fun tune? Zoe Lewis. Well, actually, no, it's not Zoe Lewis. It's, oh, I forgot. Anyway, I'll tell you later. It's on the song list. I found it from Zoe Lewis, but she didn't write it. So did you ever drive up to a traffic light? And in my case, I'm sitting, and you look over, and there's someone really good looking next to you, and you're like... And in those few seconds, you think 2.5 children, wood paneled station wagon, house in suburbia, white picket fence, right? Right? No, just me? Oh, thank you, my sister. Thank you. Well, that's kind of what happened to me when I first met my husband. I was interviewing for Japan Travel Bureau. And I'm sitting there waiting to get called in for the interview, and I see this man walk behind a receptionist, and I'm thinking, he's awfully tall for an Asian man. He's really cute. And then I thought, I hope I get this job. I don't have to go to bed. I've got a small day tomorrow. Small day tomorrow. tomorrow. I don't have to use my head. I've got a small day tomorrow. And I can sleep the day away, and it won't cause too much sorrow. Not tomorrow. So tonight this cat will play. She's got a small day tomorrow. Now all those big wheels with all their big deals, they're gonna need their sleep. But I'm a dropout who'd rather cop out than run with all the sheep. Honey child, tonight's the night, and there's a car I can borrow until tomorrow. We can swing right out of sight. I've got a small day tomorrow. And there's a flat I can borrow until the day after tomorrow. We can swing right out of sight. I've got a big night and a small day tomorrow. Darling, you look like you're having so much fun up there on that stage. My dear, you are such a great entertainer. Good, you look gorgeous. No, the dress, you look gorgeous. Gotta go. Yeah. It's really hard to open up a group show, isn't it? My dear, you make singing in one octave sound so interesting. My darling, you're not a ballerina, you're a burlesque queen. I heard that you were much more attractive when you were thinner. You have such a pretty face. It's too bad you can't. Speaking of happiness, you never come to mind. Mentioning loneliness, I feel lonely all the time. Ever since you went away, after swearing we would never part, there was nothing I could say. Who could talk with a broken heart? Speaking of happiness, why did it ever leave? Speaking of faithlessness, why couldn't it just be me? I loved you so very much. How could anything really go wrong with the magic of your touch and your love to keep me strong? One more time. Why don't we try it one more time? You know, your face looked much prettier when you were fat. Everybody with care and trouble that day tries to shake it away. When they hold a revival way down south, everybody with care and trouble that day got But as a rule, go if you shake 'em away. Do like the voodoos do, listen to a voodoo melody. They shake their body so, to and fro. With every shake, a lucky break, proving that there's a way to shake all your cares away. If you would lose your weary blues, shake 'em away. This kind of pre-travel ritual where when we're on the plane, because I don't know, I used to describe my husband that I knew my life should be a life of adventure with him because every time he walked into the room, the theme to the Raiders of the Lost Ark used to play. Clue number one: this man might be dangerous to marry. So we get on the plane and I lean over to him and it's kind of like a good luck thing and I go bum bum bum. And if it's a long trip, bum ba bum. And if it's a dangerous trip, ba da ba ba da. And he never ceases to be completely annoyed by this. Which is of course why I do it. He's coming tonight. I can't wait for him to hear his stories. He was so annoyed by it, by telling it. So we've traveled everywhere. I mean, we owned a travel agency. We worked for Japan Travel Bureau, so of course we had a lot of benefits, and we took advantage of them while we could. Africa, Southeast Asia, Patagonia, Machu Picchu, Greenland, which is a big icy rock, and Iceland, which is actually plush and green. It was a Viking joke. Japan, of course. But of all the amazing... Oh, and when I told him that I was going to follow him to the ends of the earth, I literally did. By going to Barrow, Alaska, the northernmost tip of the continent, and kayaking with the whales in Patagonia, the southernmost tip. Wow. Yeah, lots of adventures in this girl's life. So when when I think about all the amazing places that I've been, there's one place that still remains my favorite place on earth. And you'll be surprised, I think, to know that it's New Orleans. I love this place. The beats, the boobs, the booze, and of course the music. Come on. But one year, my husband decided we had to do the Mississippi, Louisiana swamp thing. So there I am in a canoe, looking at gators, looking at me, looking at them. And an 8-footer submerged himself underneath our canoe, and we tipped over. I'm here to tell you that Jesus wasn't the only one to walk on water. Can I get an amen? Thank you. So we get back to town, we get cleaned up, we go, we listen to some music, we have a couple hurricanes, which are those big ass drinks. That'll take away anything that you just went through. And everything felt like right with the world again until I met this little man on the corner of Bourbon Street. Missy, you want your man to make sweet love to you tonight? And I'm like, yeah, I think I do. A little slimy from the alligator goo, but hey. Try my new love potion. Only $2. Way down south in New Orleans, land of the Mardi Gras kings and queens, there's one more royal on the scene. The Prince of Love, he will make a special brew to bring the romance back to you for a Dixie beer and $1 or $2. The Prince of Love, cross his path, you'll be under his spell. He do that voodoo, only he do very, very well. From Rampart down to Mason Street, from bar to bar with a bourbon beat, with a tooth of gold and a Miss Whiskey neat. The Prince of Love, it's your fortune, so do not fear. He'll empty all your pockets, but you'll hear just what you want to hear. Well, it must be time for another drink. One more for the voodoo shrink. He's a cousin of Marie Laveau, I think. The Prince of Love. Okay, I need your help. Come on. 1, 2, 1. There you go. Pretty good. My grandma, see your grandma sitting by the fire. My grandma, say to your grandma, I'm gonna fix your chicken wire. Talking about hey now, hey now, Aiko unde, Chakamo frina anande, Chakamo frina ande, David. David is full of that voodoo, that's for sure. The night's on fire and the moon's aflame. They're playing Jelly Roll again, and the real McCoy is on the game. The Prince of Love, way down south in New Orleans, land of the Mardi Gras kings and queens. There's one more royal on the scene. The Prince of Love. Ba-da-da, ba-ba-da-ba-ba, ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. but every night he loves me. Oh, he loves me. 'Cause I got me a man, and a fool of a man I got. Well, I'm right where I wanna be. No big city man for me. Yes, I'm right where I wanna be. No big city man for me. 'Cause I got me a man with a whole lot of energy like these guys. Yeah, my girlfriend, she one time said to me, "Sue, I've seen your husband." Not many of you have. There will be a camera sighting tonight at 9:30 by now. He don't look much like a countryman. And I say, huh? What? Of course he's a countryman. He's from the country of Japan. Yeah, the man I love, he's Japanese. And he's big, and he's tall, and honey, he aims to please. He's strong as a hickory tree, and he likes to do karate. 'Cause I got me a man, and his name is Matsuki. And every morning we snuggle down in bed, and every evening I keep my man well fed. But every night he loves me. Oh, how he loves me. I got me a man, and a whole lot of men I got. Well, I'm right where I wanna be. No big city man for me. Yes, I'm right where I wanna be. I'm in the arms of Matsuki. 'Cause I got me a man with a whole lot of energy, yeah. Unfortunately, then I realized that he was supposed to drink it. It's too darn hot. It's too darn hot. I'd like to sup with my baby tonight and play the pup with my baby tonight. I'd like to sup with my baby tonight and play the pup with my baby tonight. But he ain't up to his baby tonight, 'cause it's too darn hot. It's too darn hot. It's too darn hot. I'd like to coo with my baby tonight and pitch some woo with my baby tonight. I'd like to coo with my baby tonight and pitch some woo with my baby tonight. But brothers, you fight my baby tonight, 'cause it's too darn hot. According to the Kenzie report, every average man, you know, Julie Wilson, turns to his favorite sport when the temperature is low. But when the thermometer goes way up and the weather is sizzling hot, Mr. Adam for his madam is not. 'Cause it's just too darn hot. It's too darn hot. It's too darn hot. Summertime and the living is easy. Summer wind came blowing a tropical heat wave. We got a clang, clang, boom, steam heat. We got a clang, clang, boom, steam heat. Hot time, summer in the city. Back of my neck getting dirty and gritty, 'cause it's hot, yeah, it's hot. I wanna fool with my baby, break some rules with my baby, but it's too darn hot, yeah, it's just too darn hot. According to the Kansas report, every average man you know much prefers his lovey-dovey to court when the temperature is low. But when the thermometer goes way up and the weather is sizzling hot, Mr. Gob for his squaw, a Marine for his queen, a GI for his cutie pie is not, 'cause it's just too darn hot. It's too darn hot. It's too darn hot. Summertime. Ain't easy, 'cause we're having a heat wave. Gregory's arrangement. So there's this Japanese movie that was called, we'll translate it to Aftermath. The premise of which was that when you die, you go to this kind of Grand Central Station room and you wait, and there you get to pick the one moment in time, the one moment in your life that you wanted to be frozen in, and that in essence would become your heaven. Now think about this, that's a pretty cool concept, right? What would you guys pick? Think about it. Go home and ask your spouse. It's interesting because when I asked Ken, and I asked Kenro, not surprising to me because of all the adventures that we had, we picked the same one. It was our honeymoon in the Amazon jungle, I kid you not. And we were floating down in this canoe in the pitch of black. You could literally not see your hand in front of your own face. That's how black it was, but you could see the stars. And you could hear big things entering from the water bank. And shortly after that, you'd hear other things squealing for their life. And we could even hear and feel piranha bumping up against the canoe. Now, with as terrifying as this sounds and was, I remember it as I'm conveying the story to you right now, I remember never feeling as safe as I did in my new husband's arms in that moment. Quiet nights of quiet stars, quiet chords from my guitar, floating on the silence that surrounds us. Quiet thoughts and quiet dreams, quiet walks by quiet streams, and the window looking at the mountains and the sea. How lovely. This is where I want to be. Here with you, so close life's ember. I, who was lost and lonely, believing life was only a bitter, tragic joke, have found with you the meaning of existence, oh my love. This is where I want to be, here with you, so close to me, until the final flicker of life's embers. I, who was lost and lonely, believing life was only a bitter, tragic joke, have found with you the meaning of existence. Oh, my CD. So if you're interested, that's one of the ones that are on our CD, along with Shakin' the Blues and a couple other ones. All right. Well, this next tune is kind of our little mini tribute to the late, great Dr. John. Gregory and I both really, really loved and respected him as a musician, but more so than that, we loved and respected the joy that that man brought to stage. Gather round me, everybody. Gather round me while I preach some. Feel a sermon coming on me. The topic will be sin, and that's what I'm again. If you wanna hear my story, then settle back and just sit tight while I start reviewing the attitude of doing right. You gotta accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. You're gonna spread joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down to the minimum. Have faith or pandemonium, liable to walk upon the scene. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah and the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark? Man, they said you gotta accentuate, eliminate, latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. Between. Take us to New Orleans, yeah. I never get the chance to thank New York, it seems, for letting all of us live out our wildest dreams. We'll all turn into pumpkins one fine day. But before this show is over, I would just like to say special thanks to the waiter for the table with a view. Randy, Lorinda, Paul, and Sally too. Special thanks to you who come here to share in all the fun. Special thanks, everyone. Kind regards to you, Stephen, for the videos you take. Lights and sound we have Adam for the art stream you make. Special thanks to Don't Tell Mama, the club now feels brand new. And David and Eric, a special thanks to you. All my love to Lina, I think that you're just grand. David, Ron, and Gregory, my all-star band. Gregory, I can't look at you when I say this. I'm grateful for a world that gave me you. Not only for your talent, but for your friendship too. We're in debt to this city, the Big Apple, what a peach. We're in debt to you, Sydney. You put dreams within my reach. I bless the day that I met you. Can't repay what I owe, and I know what I owe is 33 years past due. So special thanks, endless thanks, loving thanks, especially to all of you. One, two, three, four. I used to be so fancy-free and really lonesome as can be. Then one lucky day, you came my way. I never knew what love was all about until I met you. I knew it right from the start. I used to think there'd never be someone who'd ever care for me. Then, what do you know? You made it so. I never knew what love was all about until I met you. When I'm singing, I feel the season change from winter to spring. When I'm singing, I lose my reason 'cause I hear the birds sing. I feel like a queen, and now I have to rub my eyes each time I try to realize that your love is mine. Ain't it just fine? I never knew what love was all about until I met y'all. Let's hear it for these amazing musicians. you're the reason why this lonely girl is flying high now. Who do you see happy as me? I never knew what love was all about until I met you. Never knew what love was all about until I met you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sue Matsuki.
Clearly, 33 years on this stage, or any other stages that I have performed on, would not have happened without you, without your love and support. So, I always leave my audience with one song. Well, we did three, but I always leave you with the last song because you're the reason why all of us get the honor of getting up on this stage and doing this. I hope we gave you the best hour of your day today. Somewhere there's music, I'll faint the tune. Somewhere there's heaven, how high the moon. There is no moon above and love is far away too. Till it comes true that you love me as I love you. Somewhere there's music, it's where you are. Night would shine if you would come to me soon. Until you realize still my heart, how high the moon. How high the moon, it's the name of the song. How high the moon, though my words are now wrong. I'm singing it because Ella sang it. So I'm swinging it just for you. How high the moon, does it reach the stars? How high the moon, does it reach up to Mars? Though the words to the song may be wrong, I'm singing high is the moon. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-dee-da, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Please, no one can scat like Ella, not even if you're doing one of her riffs, please. Ella, I usually open my show a lot of times. My Ella and Me show is my longest running show, yay. And I usually open with this song, but Ella many times closed her concerts with it because she said that anything anyone ever wanted to know about why she sang was in this next lyric. Somewhere there's music, it's where you are.